I highly recommend. Like, I have a massive cutting board. I finally upgraded from my crappy little plastic one to a. It's not expensive. It was like $25. I just never bought one. It is a massive, like 12-inch by like 20-inch bamboo cutting board. It is huge, but it's so nice having a massive surface to work with, and then a sharp knife. Like that's about the only thing I can like off the top of my head for prepping that I think everyone should have. And like knives, sharpen your dang knives. Like no, my he's basically my stepdad. He had a set of knives. I can't remember what they were. They were I think Boston cutlery. So they were good quality, but he bought them back in 1970. And he was like, yeah, I don't think I've ever sharpened these ever. I use them every day, never sharpened them. It took me about a week and a half.
That was back when they were made out of stone, right?
Yeah, seriously. And it took me like a solid week working on them, an hour or so a day to get them sharp again. Because they were dull. They weren't even dull. I had to put a new edge on them. Completely like put a new edge with, Japanese whetstones. And he just commented on him. He's like, wow, I didn't realize how much, a sharp knife makes a difference. And it's like, well, duh.
Did he call you screaming because he chopped off his fingers because he wasn't expecting it to actually work? And
like,
you made them too sharp.
I was actually worried about that because like he picked it up and like the first thing he did was like ran his finger across it, and it was just like
did they really get sharp?
It's just like these are razor sharp. Thanks.
Yeah. Before that, he just smashed his food with knives and hopefully.
Well, I mean, like, okay. Do you guys sharpen your knives?
No, I just buy a whole new set.
Well, I mean, but really though, like Trey, like, do you guys, ever like take time to sharpen them?
No.
Yeah.
But most of ours are actually ceramic knives. I need to get an actual knife set.
Yeah, I wasn't being sarcastic. I buy a new knife set like yearly. I don't sharpen mine.
I mean, okay, like that is like a point. Like even if you buy a new one every year, they still go dull. Like I sharpen my knives.
Yeah.
I try to hone it every time before you use it, and honing is just the if you have the honing blade, it's the round fire poker looking thing that's in the chopping block.
Yeah,
Bobby Flay, is that you?
Yeah. So I mean, like, use one of those, keeps it sharp, and it'd be like you want to have a really sharp knife because it makes it so easy. Like I hate prep work because it takes forever, but having a dull knife makes it so hard.
Yeah.
So like if you're spending forever trying to cut potatoes and whatnot, get a sharp knife. Or if you don't want to use a knife, get a mandolin. However, be very careful with those.
I haven't watched The
Kitchen
Mandalorian yet.
Har. But like, with mandolins, I like them, but they also terrify me, which is why I don't use them. I would much prefer to use a knife. But if you're pressed for time and you don't want to spend that much time in a kitchen, a mandolin will definitely help out with prep. I mean, make sure you use the guard. And I don't know if you're listening to this and you don't even know what a mandolin is.
Yeah, I just Googled it and there's this weird guitar thing that showed up.
Oh, that's about the other topic. That's a mood setter.
No, it's basically just kind of a plastic cutting board that has blades built into it. So instead of using the knife to chop an onion or a potato, you take the whatever it is you want to slice and you just run it back and forth, kind of like a cheese grater, over this, and it's got razor sharp blades. And if you're not careful, it will take a finger. Like, I mean, people get injured on those all the time because they're not paying attention.
I do have one, and it does make me extremely nervous. Like, no one's allowed to touch it but me.
Yeah, I mean, they're crazy sharp. Clay, can you see it?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one of those.
Yeah, so like using those are they speed up a lot. I mean, if you're trying to cut a whole bunch of stuff, it can take you a minute to cut everything for dinner.
Side note, Fred just showed us a picture of one. You can't see him.
Oh yeah,
So just look it up.
Yeah, that was great for podcast form.
Yeah, I mean that was mainly for you guys.
It's
Yeah,
all right.
that's true.
I'll edit it into it. It's okay.
That's fine.
Not you, but a picture of that.
I was gonna say if that's how you're gonna do it, just my grainy phone over a grainy camera.
But no, I have actually 3 of those different sizes for different things to be slicing. And like I had them put above my refrigerator in a cabinet that has one of those childproof locks on it, even though all my kids are grown. But just because like I don't trust them to go up there and reach for something and just pull their hand back and just slice right through it, because those things are sharp. They're
Yeah.
extremely dangerous. But I prep cucumbers and vinegar a lot using that, because I love cucumbers and vinegar, and that has been a lifesaver. Because I used to just cut it with a knife and it'd take me forever, and now I can get done in about 60 seconds.
Yeah, they're crazy. I mean, that's why they're used in the restaurant business. I mean, that's literally what most restaurants use. They're like the industrial produce mandolins, and they just slice through hundreds of pounds very quickly. So you have those. There's, dime a dozen for different types of prep tools, which is why I kind of didn't really want to mention too many, but like that one works. And then they also have the like instant chop. I don't exactly know what you call them because they all have different names, but basically they're the ones that have like the multiple blades. You put like the onion or the potato on it, and you just like slam the
Oh yeah.
It's like
The
a
liver
guillotine, but for veggies.
yeah. I've used those. If you can splurge and buy one of the super expensive high quality ones, they're really nice, but I'm not about spending $100+ for a niche little gadget, because they work when you get the really expensive ones because they're made out of like high industrial steel, really nice, but the cheap ones are just bad. And you like end up breaking it. You get stuff stuck in it, and it just defeats the purpose. Plus, cleaning it's a nightmare.
I would say the cheaper you go with that kind of things, the cleaning is ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's like the one thing about kitchen stuff that kind of is annoying, that you need to find a good balance between, you don't need the high end, professional grade products, but if you're buying a mandolin for 75 cents, probably is not going to be that good. Expect it to break, or yeah. So like for prep, mandolins are probably my recommendation for people trying to speed up the process. And then one little gadget that I have that I actually wanted to mention, it's not really for prep, but it can be, I guess. I don't know. I don't have, my first house didn't have space in the kitchen. We were just super limited in space, tiny little kitchen. And I wanted to have a food processor. I wanted to have those things because food processors are so nice. And KitchenAid makes it's a handheld mixer, or stand mixer, I guess, that comes with multiple attachments, including a mini food processor. Like it's just like a tiny little 2-quart food processor that attaches to the bottom of the stand mixer. So it's perfect to make salsas and dip and small little things that you're trying to mince up. It had a like whisk attachment and then the blender attachment. And it was only like $50 on Amazon. And it was KitchenAid, so it's not bad quality. That thing, lifesaver. For having a tiny kitchen, you could have like have a miniature food processor, a miniature stand mixer. It was nice. I don't know. I like. Do you, other than the mandolin, like, do you use anything?
No, that was actually when I had brought that up to you, was what I was going to go with. So when you brought it up, I was like, crap, that was the one thing I had written in my notes. Anybody, I mean, I know we're talking about tech here, but anybody who has been in my kitchen knows I have 2 cabinets full of Tupperware because of how much we just like prep. Like when I leave and my kids are home alone, if I don't, they eat ramen noodles. So like I have to prepare meats that, I boil chicken, I'll bake chicken, whatever I got to do. cut it up, put it in the Tupperware. So I've got Tupperware just like everywhere. So that was the other thing I was going to bring out was just how much, I got for storage. And I also do airlock bags as well for a lot of my meat, just because if you put it in Tupperware, it's going to go bad a lot faster. But
yeah, one of the things I've been wanting to buy, and I just haven't gotten around to it because it's a niche item, but I really want to get like a vacuum sealer because you mentioned the airlock bags. So like I've been wanting to get a vacuum sealer for sealing stuff in because you get it's always cheaper to do bulk in the long run, but buying bulk stuff doesn't last. At least not in my house. Things just go bad.
Yeah,
and if it's in the fridge, or sorry, if it's in the freezer, sometimes when I thaw it out, it's all frostbitten and just nasty. So I've been really wanting to get a vacuum sealer.
That's the problem with buying certain things that you like, especially in the kitchen, when you think, we go through a lot of that. So you buy a lot of it and then you don't go through any of it. And then like it all goes really bad. I've noticed that with like milk, for instance. We went through a lot of milk this week. So we'll buy like an extra one and then no one has any milk for the entire week. That happens all the time.
Again, without fail, like we'll go through phases. Mine was yogurt. I went through a phase where I was just really enjoying having just a strawberry yogurt with breakfast, and splurged and bought a whole bunch of yogurt. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna eat this. I didn't touch it. None of it. All went bad. And it was just like, And of course, as soon as it goes bad, I'm like, oh man, I could go for some yogurt. So we just like end up repeating this vicious cycle. Thankfully, my kid likes yogurt, so we just shove it in her mouth and she's happy.
Yeah. That's the one thing about Tupperware too that I've had to experience with my kids and my wife, is that if you put it in Tupperware and put it in the refrigerator, they consider that leftovers, and they don't like eating leftovers, even though you just made it and you just put it in storage and it's fresh. If you're like, I made supper, it's in the refrigerator, all you gotta do is get it out and eat it, they're like, I don't like leftovers. So like it all goes to waste, unfortunately. But
you ever had something in the kitchen or in the fridge that you forgot was in there, and then you like open the fridge one day and you just look at the Tupperware containers like, I can afford new Tupperware.
All the time that happens. Yeah. We had wagon wheel soup one time that had been in there for I think by about 6 months. And I was like, you know what? I'd rather just throw it away than open that and smell it. So
oh man. We're actually having to buy some new Tupperware just because we've done that so often.
Yeah.
We'll just forget something's in there because it'll get pushed to the back of the fridge, and then you've got to clean it out one day and you're just like, how long's that been in there?
Yeah.
Hey, what did we eat that was green? And I was just like, pretty sure that was vegetable beef stew.
Pretty sure that was chicken.
Oh God. Nothing's worse than when onions go bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. For prep at least, there's not really too many things. There's too many gimmicky items out there, especially if you watch like Food Network and whatnot, or you see all the TV ads. There's just a bunch of gimmicky stuff. I mean, basically all you really need is if you have a lot of stuff to do and you're in a hurry, or if you've got mandolin's really nice if you've got bad hands, you got arthritis or something, because they do have the mandolin guards, so make sure you actually use it. But those are fantastic to fly through prepping a lot of stuff. If you are scared of one, which healthy degree of respect and fear is okay with those guys because they will mess you up. Good quality knife that you keep sharp. And cutting board. I mean, that's basically all you need for prep work.
Yeah, we probably could have went more into depth in this had I done any notes other than the one thing you had brought up. So
I looked. I spent the last couple of days really looking, trying to find stuff to talk about regarding prep, because I mean, this stuff really excites me. But there wasn't really anything that was mainly about prep. Like I could talk about a KitchenAid mixer and whatnot, but that's not prep.
Yeah.
When it comes to actual prep stuff, you've got.
Well, this is just the beginning. We'll go on tangents in future weeks. So.
Oh no, we will. But I mean, I didn't want to get on here and start talking about gimmicky things like, get a slap chop. You know, that's
Yeah.
kind of the stuff that prep's got is, you know, a lot of those gimmicky items like slap chops and stuff.